If you learn what I'm about to show you, you'll stop being the one who's overlooked in meetings, who freezes up when it's time to speak up, who swallows anger out of fear of seeming weak. You'll stop being read, tested, and manipulated. Instead, you'll start conquering fear and self-doubt with a kind of emotional control that's quiet but absolute. And that's exactly why they don't want you to learn this mental hack destroys insecurity and builds unstoppable focus in just 7 days. What you're about to get isn't another list of scripted lines or hollow theories. These are 7 practical steps, hidden from most people, that rewire your mind for resilience and put you in control, even when everything around you feels chaotic. Every step you take will shift the way you think, act, and show up. And the best part? You'll start seeing results within days. If you're ready to stop being led around and finally take the wheel of your life, drop a comment below saying, "I want total control," because this video isn't for those who just want to look strong. It's for those who are ready to be strong. Step 1. Activate silent battle mode. The brain craves comfort, but that's exactly what makes it weak. When you deliberately push yourself to make quick decisions, talk to difficult people, or enter situations where you're not in control, something powerful happens. Your mind switches into a state hyperlearning, like a radar on high alert. And no, this isn't just motivational talk. It's backed by neuroscience, with studies from Harvard Medical School showing how controlled stress can rewire the brain for resilience. Every small, well-managed moment of tension is like strength training for your mind. This mental hack builds a version of you that's silent, but lethal. It's when you do the hard things no one sees, without announcing it, without applause, without needing validation. Just you and your growth. Try this tomorrow. Choose a conversation you'd normally avoid and go through with it, calmly, without backing down. Or take a different route to somewhere unfamiliar, just to feel how your body reacts. Discomfort is the training ground for emotional mastery. And here's the secret. It doesn't need to be dramatic, just intentional. But this is just the surface. What comes next is what truly separates average minds from strategic ones. Step 2. Think in codes, not emotions. Most people live like they're run by an unfiltered emotion center. Whatever they feel, they say. Whatever they say, they believe. But those who truly master their behavior understand a simple, brutal truth. Emotion without command is self-sabotage. When you start translating emotions into codes, you unlock a whole new level of emotional control. Instead of saying, "I'm anxious," you say, "My system is in tactical alert mode," and that changes everything. The brain treats what you say as truth. Language shapes perception, and perception shapes reaction. This mental hack is what separates those who blow up impulsively from those who stay sharp and lead. Start crafting phrases that act as conscious triggers like, "Chaos is my fuel," or "My calm disarms any attack." Train these lines like secret codes. Repeat them when pressure hits, like a battle mantra. This is mental reprogramming in action. It's how you reach a level where your emotions work for you, not against you. And if that already sounds powerful, just wait until you see what happens when you're no longer the first to react. Step 3. Never be the first to react. In a room full of people who are agitated or loud, the one who stays quiet controls the pace. And no, this isn't just some mob movie aesthetic, it's practical psychology. When you train your brain not to react immediately, you break the impulsive loop that runs 95% of people. The rule is simple but powerful. Wait 3 hours. That's the minimum time it takes for your body to shift out of defense mode and into decision mode. It might not sound like much, but this one secret technique prevents conflict, stops regret in its tracks, and builds a mind that can't be shaken. This is pure emotional mastery. Want to test it? Next time you're in a heated conversation, slow down. Tell the person you need time to think before responding. Then go do something else. Take a walk. Read something uplifting. Move your body. Then come back. You'll realize that what felt urgent now feels irrelevant. That's psychological power, not reactivity. And the more you practice this, the more people will start listening to your words. Not because you're louder, but because you carry weight. But if you think that's already a game changer, wait until you see what happens when no one can read your next move. Step 4. Become a social enigma. Predictability is the white-collar uniform of social weakness. When people can read you too easily, they start labeling you, reducing you to patterns, predicting your every move. But when you become an enigma, everything shifts. And no, it doesn't mean acting weird. It means being strategically unpredictable. Point one day, you're the listener. The next, you speak with sharp clarity. Sometimes you show up early. Other times, you arrive last. Change your body language. Vary your tone. Adjust the energy you bring into different situations. This disarms shallow perceptions and commands silent respect. This mental hack works like battlefield smoke. It confuses, protects, and keeps people guessing. If someone expects you to act one way, and you flip the script, they lose control of the narrative. And if you're not controlling the narrative, you're being controlled by it. Want a practical example? If you tend to over-explain yourself, stop. Respond with fewer words and steady eye contact. That alone triggers psychological doubt in the other person and instantly establishes your presence in a quiet, powerful way. This technique messes directly with how people read you emotionally and positions you as someone operating on a whole different level. But if shaping how others see you is already powerful, just wait until you learn how to master what you feel on the inside. Step 5. Master your anger, then use it as a weapon. Anger, when misused, burns bridges. But when channeled wisely, it builds fortresses. It's one of the most explosive forces in the human experience. And that's exactly why most people try to suppress or ignore it. But ignoring anger is like trying to put out a fire by pretending it's not there. True emotional control isn't about appearing calm. It's about transforming heat into direction. And yes, there's a secret technique for that. It's called active transmutation. Here's how it works. When you feel anger rising, grab a task that demands intensity and fast execution and hit it hard. It could be a tough negotiation, a physical workout, creating content, or finally tackling something you've been avoiding. It's productivity fueled by raw emotion. The key? Act within the first 15 minutes. That's when your brain is still flooded with raw energy. And if you have a plan, you can turn it into strategic action. Ever seen someone who seems to get more done when they're mad? Chances are they've just learned how to channel it. This mental hack isn't about repression, it's about redirection. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to turn instinct into high performance. This is one of the true keys to psychological power. But if you think mastering anger is tough, just wait until you understand what it really means to have a safe space where you can intentionally let your guard down. Step 6. Build the warrior's refuge. Emotion with purpose. Real strength isn't the absence of emotion. It's the ability to feel without losing yourself. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to become unshakable is putting up walls so thick they don't allow any emotional release, thinking that's what power looks like. But what happens when the armor weighs more than the body? That's where the warrior's refuge comes in. It's an intentional, private, and safe space where you can express what you feel without losing control. It might be a trusted person, a brutally honest journal, or even a guided meditation focused on emotional release. Emotion with purpose is what separates strategic vulnerability from emotional breakdown. There's one golden rule here: cry with someone who's earned it, never alone. That means choosing consciously where and with whom you let your guard down. A warrior who never rests will eventually break. But a warrior who knows where to recharge conquers. This kind of quiet emotional intelligence builds a mind that can't be shaken. Not because it refuses to feel, but because it chooses how to feel. That's the foundation of real psychological power, the kind that doesn't need to prove itself to anyone. And if this feels transformative already, get ready, because now it's time to define what will and won't drive your actions under extreme pressure. Step 7. Write your mental code of conduct. When everything around you feels like chaos, the person with a code doesn't get lost. It's like having an emotional GPS that still works, even under pressure. Your mental code of conduct is a personal, crystal clear, and unbreakable list of rules you choose to live by. It doesn't matter if the world is falling apart, if your ego's screaming, or if the pressure is coming from someone you deeply respect. You operate based on your principles. Examples? I don't react to win, I react to lead. Or, I don't manipulate with words, I reveal intentions. This kind of mindset installs an internal firewall that protects your integrity, even in the toughest situations. Writing your code isn't just a mental exercise. It's a pact with your most strategic self. Start by writing 5 phrases that reflect your values in action. It may sound simple, but the impact on your emotional mastery is massive. Because once you've already decided how you'll act under pressure, no matter what happens, you just execute it. And no drama, no doubt, no self-deception. That's the moment you stop reacting like someone who's trying to survive and start operating like someone who's building something greater. And if you've made it this far, you're ready for what will truly test this new level, the challenge of installing your new self. Now it's time to step out of theory and into the arena. For the next 7 days, the challenge is simple in structure, but brutal in execution. Apply one step per day. Just one. Choose one of the mental hacks we explored and live it intentionally for 24 hours. Day 1, activate silent battle mode. Day 2, think in codes, not emotions. And so on. Write down what shifted, what you felt, where you struggled, and where you surprised yourself. This is real-time mental reprogramming. It shapes your behavior, your perception, and how the world responds to you. But this challenge isn't just an exercise, it's a dividing line. Between the old version of you, reactive, confused, underestimated, and this new identity, grounded, unshakable, carrying self-confidence even in silence. Someone who operates with a quiet psychological power no one can ignore. Now drop a comment below. Which of the 7 steps do you most want to master? Because if you've made it this far, you're already one of the few who are truly ready to install an unshakable mind. You know what happens when you start applying all of this consistently? People stop testing your limits. They feel it. Your presence starts speaking for you. And suddenly, you realize you no longer need to prove anything to anyone. Because every choice you make already carries weight. These 7 steps aren't just techniques. They're new mental configurations that silently rewrite your identity from the inside out. And the moment your mind truly understands that you set the rules, the world starts responding differently. Your energy shifts. Your gaze sharpens. Even your silence carries authority. This is the kind of power that doesn't need a spotlight, just practice. So drop a comment below. Which of these steps are you going to apply first, and why? And if this content made you think, made sense, or gave you a new weapon to face the world, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to wake up, and subscribe so you don't miss the next powerful codes no one else is teaching.